Happy summer. I thought we would talk over some skincare products to protect your skin and a little bit about recognizing signs of skin cancer. So I'm going to show you my favorite things. Of course, I love this Pacifica brand. It's kind of bright right there. I'll put it right here. This is the Pacifica Mineral Bronzing Sunscreen. This one's in Coconut Glow. It lasts, they say, about 80 minutes. And of course, the main active ingredient is zinc oxide. The only thing about this, and I really like it, it smells nice. It does give your skin a hint of color, but it does have, it's zinc, so it still has that little white cast. So I'm going to spray a little bit on. I don't know if you're really going to be able to tell from this, but so see, that's what it looks like in my hand. Kind of a whitish cast bronze glow, and then I'm going to put it on my arm so you can kind of, I don't know if you can really tell, but I don't mind the little white. Okay, so see, now it's gone off my hand. What I do like about that, it does cover, little sun freckles and spots you get when you're in the sun. So in a way, it's kind of like a makeup also. So I like it, but I only use it if I'm really going to be in the sun all day, because again, it's really hard to wash off in the shower. So you have to use like you have to use a washcloth in the shower to get it off. It won't just rinse off. It's cruelty-free, 100% vegan, so that's a really cool product. And then another one, like after the sun, there's two that I love. I love this one, Sunburn Cool Down. Love that one. This one, rich cocoa butter, jojoba seed oil preserves and extends a tan. And again, it is like this white lotiony look. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it just smells, it doesn't smell very, it smells light. It doesn't smell like a natural essential oil or a natural coconut oil. It does have a little bit of a lotiony smell. So anyway, there's that one. But I do love this one. This is the Hawaiian Tropic After Sun. This one really smells, I think 100 times better than this one. And this one, the price is much better too. This one, I think I got this one, I want to say it was like $9 at the drugstore. The price has probably gone up, right, since I bought the product, but it just smells pretty fresh. So I like that one too. And then as far as color, because I'm very pale and I like to have a little color, like I've been in the sun before I hit, the parks or the beach. So there's two I've been using. The first one is the L'Oreal Sublime Bronze. I like this one because it has a light scent. It's a light coconut scent, very light coconut, not super coconut. And this is in the medium shade. It's got coconut water and vitamin E. I like it because it's moisturizing, and then I don't look so scaly. And then if I want like very instant color, I go with the tried and true Saint Tropez. I like those. Okay, and then because in the summer, I don't like to wear a lot of makeup. So in the summer, I break this out. This is that Chanel bronzing. It's got that color. I just take a brush and I just kind of put it all over the areas where the sun normally hits. And that's it, and call it a day. So sometimes I'll put, a moisturizing lotion on, and then I'll put just so I have an SPF on. Where is that? Oh, it's right here. I think this one's it. Is this one it? Nope. It's the L'Oreal one. Well, it's the L'Oreal. It kind of looks like this because this is L'Oreal also, but it's the one with the SPF in it. I think that is an SPF 15. Put that all over, and then I put this bronzing stuff on. But sometimes I like, especially in the evening or when I'm not going to be in the sun, I like to wear a foundation that has no sunscreen in it because I want less chemical exposure. So this is the L'Oreal True Match, and I like this because it has hyaluronic acid, so it does make your skin look really smooth. And okay, so those are some basics. So I wanted to just talk about for a second, just a reminder as you're getting ready to hit the parks or the beach of some skin tips. So it can take as little as 15 minutes of unprotected sun exposure to start getting a sunburn. Now, this, of course, is for the person lighter skinned or fair skinned. But for those people of color or have a deeper tone, it's going to take probably closer to 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or even sometimes an hour before they. And darker skin can get sunburn too. They actually can get skin damage and wrinkles as well. They're just more protected, so their skin ends up looking beautiful longer. Where those of us that are fair skinned, we just wrinkle up. I know I started getting bad wrinkles in my 20s. So in the first 15 minutes. So even if you think you're just going to be going to the grocery store or out to the park, and you're just going to be in and out 15 minutes to get a sunburn, I'm not saying to slather on chemical-laden sunscreen. Again, I like mineral sunscreen. Pacifica is not the only brand out there. There are so many brands. I think even the major brands like Hawaiian Tropic and all those are now making a mineral-only sunscreen. I know for sure Sunburn does. And all mineral sunscreens are reef friendly. So if you're going to Hawaii or the islands and you know there's reefs in the area, they do want you to only use mineral-based sunscreens because the chemicals in sunscreens damage the reefs, which we need reefs on this planet. So, and then sometimes a sunburn, you won't see it develop until 24 hours after sun exposure. So say you were in the sun 15 minutes, the next day you might be like, oh my gosh, I'm so red now. It can take a while. And then obviously if you want to protect your skin, you want to make sure that your sunscreen is at least an SPF 30 or higher, but it needs to be at least SPF 30 to protect your skin. The higher the SPF, the greater the protection. But I know I read an article a while ago saying because there were some sunscreens that were like SPF 90 or 120, and they were saying there wasn't really more protection based on the SPF 30s and 45. So I guess I'll figure that out this summer. And I know when in the summer, I think I wear outside, especially when we go to the beach, like at least a 45. And I find the mineral ones, I never get sunburned when I use the mineral sunscreens. And we'll talk about why that is in a second. So I think it's still a good idea to wear like light clothing, long sleeves, hats, sunglasses, especially sunglasses if your eyes are light, because all that reflective sun coming off the water in the pool or the ocean into your eyes, it really can cause or hasten macular degeneration if that tends to run in your family. So it's really good to wear polarized sunglasses. It really does protect your eyes. Of course, the sun is at its strongest between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Here in Arizona, the sun doesn't really go down completely until after 8 p.m. in the peak of summer. So after 4 is a great time. Like I like to exercise in the afternoon, so I like to go out at 5:30 or 6. The sun is still out. It's still pretty hot, but far away in the sky that I'm not really going to get, or down on the west part of the sky that I'm not going to get sunburn. So mineral sunscreens are great because, again, we talked about the physical barrier because of zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. It protects against UVA and UVB rays. Of course, the UVA are the ones associated with wrinkles and skin aging. And, they're gentle, less irritating. They're more photostable, which means it takes longer to break them down. So I think that's why I haven't been sunburned while using the mineral ones in the past few years. And it's immediate protection, where the chemical ones, they take time. Like you're supposed to apply them inside, dry fully, and then you go outside. Well, the mineral ones, they work right away. You don't need to wait for that drying time. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about skin cancer. So, there's different types like basal cell carcinoma, squamous cell carcinoma, and even actinic keratosis, which is a precancer. Well, how do you know the difference? Well, basal cell carcinoma, which is usually easier to treat and better prognosis, it can look like a pearly or translucent bump on the skin. I wish I had some to show you, but luckily I don't. So a little pearly, translucent or clear bump on the skin, especially if it's new. Sometimes it'll have little blood vessels in it. So if you have a new bump like that, that could be a concern. It can also look shiny or waxy. And then most commonly what I see, it'll get pitted in the middle, like it'll kind of fall in the center. That's pretty classic. So it's like a ring of a pearly raised with a sunken center. That's pretty classic with basal cell. It can actually turn into an open sore or an ulcer, or it might start to bleed. To me, that's one that's been around for a while. Obviously, it's common on the face, nose, neck, and arms, right? Because that's always exposed to the sun. And it grows slowly and it's painless. So my advice is, if you have a new bump that's never been there before, just get it checked out. Because most of the time, if you catch it early, easy, no problem. So actinic keratosis, which is a precancer, that's the one that can turn into squamous cell carcinoma. So you have to watch for those. Now, those aren't going to be a bump. Instead, it's going to look kind of like a sun freckle. But the difference is it's going to be scaly. It's going to look like a rough, kind of a rough patch on the skin. Like when you rub your hands over it, it's going to feel like, oh, like a dry patch. But it'll look like a scaly, flat, pink, red, or flesh-colored, kind of like a freckle. But they're usually larger than just a common freckle. Again, they're going to be on the face. They could be on the scalp. They could be on top of the ears, the nose, the cheeks, the forearms. Again, sun-exposed areas. And sometimes the difference with these, they will itch. They might even burn. And if you're itching them, of course, they're going to bleed. So I always ask patients, that area that you're itching a lot, does it heal and bleed, heal and bleed? And they'll say yes. And that's pretty common for AK. If left untreated, like I said, it can turn into squamous cell carcinoma. Usually that takes about 10 years to develop, but you don't want squamous cell carcinoma. That one is not usually benign, and that one takes usually surgery and very strong topical medications to get rid of. And hopefully, if caught soon enough, it hasn't, bored down to through the skin enough to hit the lymph glands and then spread cancer throughout the body. So sometimes checking your own skin isn't enough, especially if you live, on the West Coast or like me, Arizona or Florida. It's probably a good idea to get checked by a dermatologist, have a whole body scan once a year. And okay, well, so that is, that's my thoughts about that. And if you have any questions or comments, please comment below. This is just the basics on skincare. And again, hope you're having a great summer. See you on the next one.